Hey Vanessa, do you want to test your audio or you're good to go?
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, can you
your
hear me?
audio is a bit low.
It's a bit low.
I think now I can hear you. Also, just a quick notification. I'll be evaluating Mercy. I'm actually even telling her now. Itiamagi was already at Nairobi Club and she's making her way back home. So Mercy, kindly share evaluation sheet with me as fast as possible.
Okay.
Yes, let's start in 2 minutes. Good evening, the Hill Toastmasters and friends of the Hill Toastmasters. It is a pleasure to have you here this evening. Forgive me, not used to having meetings online, but we will weather it anyway. Welcome to meeting number 181, and I'm calling meeting number 181 to order of the Hill Toastmasters Club on the 17th day of June. It is my last meeting as the president. I am excited at the same time, very sad that I've had to do this online. I was really hoping to be physically at the club. I have a co-president at the back here enjoying her presence. Yes, so I want to invite our SAA to give us the protocols of being online. We are used to being given the protocols on site. Over to you, Ken. SAA, Ken, are you there? Ken, can you hear me? Okay, in the interest of time, just a request for all of us to rename ourselves. If you're a member of the Hill, just rename yourself as maybe Lillian Kimando, the Hill. If you're a visiting Toastmaster, rename yourself with your club. And if you're a guest, kindly underscore guest so that you know who is who online. Thank you. I'll be checking to see who is actually listening to me. Toastmasters International is a nonprofit education organization that supports all the members to work on their speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs, such as the Hill Toastmasters Club. And our mission as Toastmasters is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience where members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills. It's good to see you, Vanessa and Tabitha. If more of you could put up your videos, it will be really motivating so that I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. If you can, please have your videos on. Yes, thank you, Terry. Keep them coming. I'm giving out shout outs. My name is Lillian Kimando. I am the president of the Hill Toastmasters. I do not serve this club alone. It's good to see you, Okari. I have a team of, yay, Kevin, fantastic guys. Keep the videos coming. I love it. I feel like now we are on site. Good, good, good. I do not serve the Hill Toastmasters alone. There is an executive committee of lovely, lovely people. It is our last meeting. Really, I was really looking forward to seeing all of you. But anyway, we are here. I won't complain again. Candy, I see you coming. Yeah, so we have the Vice President of Education. She's the one I can see online. That is Tabitha Kendi. She's been doing a fantastic job for the last 1 year, making sure that we've never missed a meeting. In other clubs, they miss meetings. We have the Vice President of Membership, that is Christine Ombaka. I don't know why her video is not on, who has also really put in the work to grow our club. We have our Vice President, Public Relations. She's currently on maternity leave. And then we have our Secretary, Sylvia Makanda. We have our treasurer, Cyril the Wonder. Okay, it's Wonder, but we call him the Wonder. And then we have our sergeant at arms, that is Ken Jenga. And I'm going to shout out people who are not listening to me. Arnold, Christabel, Kendi, Hamaramaro. If you're a member of the Hill, kindly rename yourself to your name, then underscore the Hill. If you're a guest, rename yourself as your name, then underscore guest. Yes, so I just want to recognize these wonderful people we've been serving the Hill with, and I want to call upon our secretary, Sylvia Makanda, to confirm whether she circulated the minutes of meeting number 181. Sylvia, are you there? I think Sylvia is yet to join the meeting, but I'm sure I saw the minutes circulated and we had several comments. We did not end at 8, so we aim to end at 8 today so that we don't get such feedback. Can we have a proposer of the minutes, please? Mudenda, thank you so much, Mudenda. A seconder. That's Christine Ombaka VPM. She's here. She doesn't want to. Okay, we have many seconders. We even had Okari. We'll pick Okari to make Christine rest. Thank you, Christine, for volunteering. Yes, welcome to this meeting. I want to hand it over to our amazing Toastmaster of the days, her first time taking on this role, and even we are challenging her to take on the role online. She's the incoming secretary. She will be the one who will be circulating these minutes. Please support her. She's very quiet, but very, very, very powerful. If you've listened to her speeches, I really enjoy her speeches. I look forward to her speeches because they're very intentional and she delivers them with a lot of enthusiasm, and we celebrate you for even stepping in and saying yes in the spirit of giving our 100% to Toastmasters and growing, because in every role in Toastmasters there's growth. So help me use the emojis. If you can unmute, please, let's celebrate our Toastmaster of the day, Vanessa Mwaneki. Please, let's welcome her. Yay, I see Candice. Yes, yes, share those emojis. Put on your videos. Welcome, Vanessa. Over to you.
Thank you, Lillian, for that amazing introduction. My name is Vanessa Mwaniki, and I'm your TMOD today. Our theme today is It's Time. What is it time for? It's time to stop procrastinating. It's time to do the things that bring us joy. It's time to go after our goals. There's a quote I had when I was a little girl that has always stayed with me. Luck is when opportunity meets preparedness. Luck is when opportunity meets preparedness. Something about it just made sense to me, at my young age, to always be ready. You've always seen those people who, you see them and then you're like, man, that guy is lucky. Maybe they're getting all the great opportunities, they're in a nice job, they've gotten married to a wonderful husband or a wonderful wife, and then you wonder, why don't such good things happen to me? It's because sometimes we lack to be prepared. So today I want us to do a small exercise as we start. I want you to close your eyes and to imagine yourself at 80 years old. Just imagine yourself at 80 years old. You know your time is almost done. You don't have much left. And you're thinking about your life. You're thinking about the things you've done. But you're not happy. Just think about it. You're just imagine it. You're not happy because you're thinking of all the things you've missed, all the opportunities you missed, all the things you didn't try, everything you didn't get to do, the time you didn't get to spend with your loved ones, all the goals you had that you didn't get to achieve. Now I want us to flip it and think of all the things that you got to do. Imagine that you got to do all the things that you wanted to do, the things that were on your bucket list. You got to have wonderful relationships. You got to spend time with your family, with your spouse, and with your kids. You got to travel the world and have some amazing adventures. Just think about it. Now we can open our eyes now. And which feeling do you want to have when you're 80 years old? Do you want to be sad about the things you didn't get to achieve, or do you want to be smiling because you know you lived a fulfilling life? That's what our theme today is focusing on. We need to do the things that bring us joy today, the things that make us proud about the life that we have led, because it doesn't happen by luck, but by doing things every day that bring us happiness and inch us closer to our goals. So that when you're on your deathbed, you'll be saying, I'm glad that I did this. Okay, so our meeting today is divided into two major parts. We have the prepared speeches, and then we'll get to the evaluation session. And I have an amazing team that will be helping me to run this meeting. We call them the tag team. That's the timer, the counter, and the grammarian. I want to invite them to tell us a little bit about their role and what they'll be doing during the meeting. I'm going to start with the counter. Our counter today is Candy Nyangoya. And I asked Candy to imagine herself at 80 years old and what she would wish she would have done in her life that would make her feel like she lived a successful life. And her response was that she wishes that she would have traveled more. Welcome, Candy. Please introduce your role to us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow guests as well. The purpose of the counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, which could include and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler words, including and and I will take note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Candy. So the next person that I want to introduce is our timer. Our timer is Terry Muthoni. And to Terry, I asked her, what is that one thing you would regret that you never made time for in your life? And her response was, I think I'd regret spending too much of my life online, not just for the hours lost, but missing the quiet beauty of being truly present, where memories are made with all the five senses. Having watched more sunsets without trying to capture them, felt the grass under my feet, the scent of rain, had silence without filling it with noise. I'd regret forgetting that the most important moments of life don't happen on a screen, they happen when you're fully there. Welcome, Terry.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. I hope I am audible. Please confirm.
Yes.
Great. As a timer, I will time the table topics speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. So for the speeches, most of the speeches we have tonight will be between 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. Individual evaluations should be between 2 to 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Yeah, I look forward to us keeping time.
Thank you for that, Terry. The next person I'll introduce is Kendi Mugendi. She is our grammarian. And when I asked her what she would regret, she said, I'd regret not making time for the little moments with the people I love, like laughing, talking, and just being together. Those are the things that truly matter. So true. Welcome, Kendi.
Thank you, Vanessa. My role today as your grammarian is to pay close attention to the language that is going to be used throughout the session. I will be looking forward to note proper and improper use of language, but I'm looking forward to note only the proper usage of language. So before I leave, I am going to introduce us to our word for the day. So our word for the day is consternation. The meaning is a feeling of anxiety, shock, or sudden confusion, often caused by something unexpected or troubling. Synonyms of this word could include dismay, alarm, panic, bewilderment, shock, confusion, apprehension. Some examples of the usage of the word in a sentence. There was widespread consternation when the deadline was moved up by a week. To her consternation, she realized all the time lost to procrastination had caught up with her. Thank you, and I look forward to having an amazing meeting. Bye.
Thank you, Kendi. The last person I'm going to introduce at this time is our general evaluator. Our general evaluator is keeping check of our whole meeting. So I'm going to welcome Kelvin Okari. Please introduce your role.
Good evening, and thank you. For those who are in Kenya, it's good evening. For those who are in different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Now, my name is Kelvin Okari. It will be a pleasure to give you the general evaluation. Basically, as a general evaluator, I will be required to look at things that happen during this meeting, things that did not happen, things that happened well, and things that we can do better. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report as well as the recommendations for a better meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kelvin Okari. Now we'll be moving on to the first session of the first segment of our meeting, which is the prepared speeches. But before I introduce the speakers, I want to ask you this. Are you happy? Do you feel a general sense of happiness? Not just because something good happened today, or maybe you got a promotion, or just something happened, but generally, do you feel happy with the life that you're living? A quote by Dennis Whitley says, "Happiness cannot be traveled to. It cannot be owned, earned, worn, or consumed. It's the spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude." Happiness can't be chased. It's not a destination. It's a state of being. Accepting ourselves as we are, focusing on the good instead of the bad, and knowing each day that we are doing our best with what we are given. I want to challenge you today that we need to live our lives, and we need to try to eliminate the things that do not make us happy, but focus more on the things that do make us happy. It's time to only focus on what makes us happy and only do what makes us happy, because when else will we get to do them? It's time. So for the speakers, I asked them, what is the one thing you prioritize to do, or you have always wanted to start doing because it makes you happy? Our first speaker, Kelvin Zhao, this was his response. "I've always wanted to start doing long distance challenging hiking. In January, he did a 9-kilometer hike to Lake Ellis and realized just how refreshing and rewarding it feels to push his body while soaking in nature." And then he says that he needs to talk to Christine and get tips on how to make this a regular habit. Yeah, we all know Toastmaster Christine loves to hike. So I'm going to ask Cyril Wanda, who is evaluating Kelvin Zhao, to come on board and introduce Kelvin Zhao and his speech.
Thank you, Vanessa. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Carry on.
Great. Thanks. Congratulations, Calvin, on taking on this project, your second project after your icebreaker. Members of the Hill and guests, Calvin will be presenting his speech on speech with purpose and his pathway presentation mastery. It's his second speech, second project in level 1. The purpose of his speech is to learn how to write a speech with a purpose, and he will be doing this on a speech titled "Small Steps, Big Change." Kindly join me to welcome Kelvin Zhao presenting his speech. Small Steps, Big Change. Kelvin Zhao, Small Steps, Big Change. Welcome, Kelvin.
Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are. Proceed.
Oh, perfect. Thank you for that introduction. To kick us off, in Kenya, we really love big things, big projects, big announcements, big promises. Our very own president is notorious for such. He never misses the chance to launch a new highway from Wajir to Isiolo, a mega dam in Rift Valley, a housing project all over. complete with cameras, a cheering crowd, and all that shabab. But working in the financial sector, and more specifically financial inclusion, has taught me something really different. Real lasting change often starts quietly with the smallest of financial decisions. Let me take you back 2 years ago. I worked on a project with a microfinance that served smallholder farmers in the rural Kenya, most of whom are women. And looking back, this is where my passion for financial inclusion was truly born. At the time, I didn't realize how much that assignment and the experience would shape me. But the lessons have stuck with me since. So we would issue microloans ranging from 10 to 50,000 to smallholder farmers. And I know to people who are here today, fellow Toastmasters, that amount would seem insignificant. But to the target market, the target clients we were serving, the women, the youth groups, that single message of approved and followed with an M-Pesa message meant everything for them. I remember doing our site visits, we'd talk to farmers, and some of them would give us feedback on how they were able to add capacity of their farms, add to their livestock, buy a dairy cow, add with that simple financial decision. And it completely transformed their lives. They were able to produce more milk, produce more in terms of their farm, sell the surplus, and earn something to keep their children in school. What began as a modest financial decision grew into a better life for their families and quiet confidence in that community. Many were such cases. As I'd mentioned, 90% of these farmers were women. And every thoughtful financial decision would see the real impact in their families, more food on their table. They're able even to mobilize some form of savings for emergencies, and even think of their future, of their tomorrow with some hope. For many, the financial decision was not just about money. It was a belief in themselves again. What struck me the most was how those tiny steps changed things beyond the farm. Women shared how they had earned more respect. They could make meaningful decisions. Their kids stayed in school. They could plan, not just for their next season, not just what they'll eat tomorrow, but for a future. And I must admit, when I first joined that assignment, that project, I was skeptical. I watched with some consternation. Could such small amounts of money make such difference? And I quickly learned the answer to my question was yes. And this is where real fulfillment in this work came from. It was never about the ticket size, what we call ticket size in the financial world. It was never about that small decision of disbursing 10,000. It was about what it unlocked: confidence, possibilities, dignity. And when I saw them, the women and the youth, formalize in groups, mobilize savings, make decisions to invest, build capacity in their farms, I realized we were no longer financing just farmers. rather. We were financing dreams. And these small steps changed me too. Before this, to me, change needed to be big or loud to make headlines for it to matter. But to these women, to these youth groups, they taught me otherwise. Real growth, whether in person or in a community or as a nation, starts small and slowly builds with courage. This journey in some way mirrored me, my own small decisions to learn, grow, and even step outside of my comfort zone. They've shaped me who I am today. Just as their small financial decision shaped their futures. So when I think about impact now, I do not see grand gestures. I see the women in the village. I see the women in the village. I see the youth groups making small financial decisions that will one day change everything for them. To cap it up, I have a quote by Vincent van Gogh. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech, Kevin. Let's give him a round of applause. You can do it. Those who have their videos on, you can do it live. Those who don't have their videos on, you can share an emoji. Let's celebrate him. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Small things can make a big difference. And that's what we are talking about today. You know, it's time to make those small changes. Change doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be loud. So our next speaker is Mercy Kagunda. And when I asked Mercy what is the one thing that she prioritizes or has always wanted to start prioritizing because it makes her happy, this was her response. I prioritize my health because I've experienced the consequences of neglecting it. Having faced several challenging periods related to poor health, I've learned the importance of taking care of my body and my mind. I now make time to exercise regularly, eat mindfully, minimize unhealthy habits, and ensure I get adequate rest. Wow. Mercy will be evaluated by Toastmaster Lilian Kimando. So I will welcome Lilian to introduce Mercy and her speech.
Thank you, TMOD Vanessa. In the words of Kevin Zhao, who just said, great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. This evening, Mercy is doing her next small thing to becoming a better and great public speaker. And she's on the presentation mastery pathway. She is attempting her second project, which is writing a speech with a purpose. You can give people stories, you can deliver speeches, but if your speech does not have purpose, then it beats the purpose of giving that speech any day. And Mercy, this evening, her purpose is to inform and create awareness among Toastmasters members about Bell's palsy. Let me repeat that. Her purpose is to inform and create awareness among the members who are here this evening about Bell's palsy by sharing what the condition is and her personal experience with it in order to foster an understanding and empathy to those that are affected by Bell's palsy. Mercy Kagonda, half a smile, full of strength. Half a smile, full of strength, Mercy Kagonda.
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Mercy Kagonda. I want everyone to smile at me. And I also want everyone to wink at the person seated next to you. Now, imagine waking up one morning, looking yourself in the mirror, and you realize that one side of your face is not responding. You try to smile, but only one side lifts. You try to wink, but one eye remains open. Panic sets in, right? This was my situation several months ago, and today I'm going to talk about my experience with Bell's palsy, what it is, and what the experience taught me. Bell's palsy is a condition that causes sudden weakness of muscles on one side of the face. It is caused by the damage of the facial nerve that controls our facial expressions. One day, the nerve decides not to work, and as a result, the face droops and becomes immobile. Many people confuse Bell's palsy with a stroke because they have similar symptoms: drooped face, slurred speech, and difficulty in drinking water. But unlike the stroke, Bell's palsy is temporary and less life-threatening. Symptoms can vary from one person to the other. For me, it started by a strange tingling feeling in the ear. My middle ear got infected, it bulged, and it damaged the facial nerve. This I realized when I went to the bathroom to brush my teeth, and I discovered that water was flowing from one side of the mouth. At first, I didn't know what was happening, and naturally, I was scared and very anxious. I was skeptical on going to the hospitals because I feared for the worst. But I went anyway. And that is when the doctor confirmed to me that it was Bell's palsy. In as much as I was relieved that it was not a stroke, I still had many questions. Was I going to recover fully? Was my face going back to normal? What would I do to speed up the healing process? I started my treatment, and the treatment included use of antibiotics to treat the infected ear. The doctor also prescribed use of steroids to reduce inflammation of the affected nerve. The most interesting bit is I had to start a journey with a physiotherapist. Now, don't get me wrong. I had seen a physiotherapist before because of my back pains, but not at any one time did I ever imagine that I would need one for my face, especially. The therapist was to assist in stimulating nerves on the affected sides and help in the massage. I also did some home exercises that included assisting my face to smile and my eye to close. It was frustrating at first because progress seemed slow. But every single improvement felt like victory, be it gaining a little control over my smile or being able to close my eye a little better. I faced unexpected challenges on the way, but the biggest of them all is being able to express my emotions. We may not be able to know how much we communicate using our faces until we cannot. It felt sad when I could not smile to someone who was kind to me. including my children back at home. But despite the challenges, my experience taught me two great things. It taught me patience. See, progress is not something you can rush. Every day is different, but it taught me to appreciate small wins. It also taught me value of my health and self-care. These days, I'm very mindful of my health. I take time to rest and recover. My experience taught me several things. When life throws to you unexpected challenges, take one step at a time. Focus on what you can control. Be patient with yourself, and you will realize how strong you will emerge on the other end. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for that awesome speech, Mercy. Let's give Mercy a round of applause. Send your emojis. I can see people clapping and, and sending their emojis. Thank you, thank you. Yes, so that was an awesome speech, and thank you for informing us and making us aware of Bell's palsy. And we are glad that you got to recover and are now on a journey of living a healthier and wealthier life. So I want to read to you something, a quote. This is a quote by somebody called Ayn Rand. Do not allow your fire to go out, spark by irreplaceable spark, in the hopeless swamps of the not quite, the not yet, and the not at all. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserved and have never been able to reach. The world you desire can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It is yours. At the beginning of this meeting, I asked you to imagine yourself at 80 years old and think about what would bring a smile to your face because you'll feel like you lived a fulfilling life. So we know that success can mean different things for each one of us. For some of us, it can mean being healthy. For others, it can mean being wealthy. For others, it's peace of mind. For some of us, it's freedom. And I believe for most of us, it's our family and the relationships that we build. So think about what makes you feel contented in your own life and what is success by your own definition. It's time to pursue that. We come to the next session of our meeting, which is the evaluation session, where the evaluators evaluate our speakers. And I asked the evaluators, what is one thing it's time to start doing in order for you to say, I have lived a successful life? Our first evaluator is Cyril Wanda, and his response to this was consistency, presenting, contributing to thought leadership talks and panels. I will feel that I am successful. Welcome, Cyril, to evaluate the first speaker, Kelvin Zhao.
Thank you, TMOD. Kelvin, small steps, big change. That was a very good speech. What an amazing and motivating speech that you had there. And I'm really, really impressed by the content of your speech. I really like that you and I share an interest in impact investments. So there's an alignment to the speech, and it's close to my heart as well. But most importantly is that you have passion about the topic you're speaking about. You clearly understand it. It's very close to your heart, and it's good that you chose this one for your speech. Small steps and big change. What you achieved in this speech is, it was very clear that what you're communicating to us, the audience understood what you're talking about. I observed that your speech was very clear in the message and it resonated with the audience. It was clear that the actions that you took back then in the project had an impact and a far-reaching effect to women and the communities at the time, which is a very noble thing to have and which came out as aligned to what you were discussing. So also, I'm also sure that the audience appreciated that sometimes they feel that they do not have enough, or it's not enough, but sometimes just doing a little to someone who's in a certain situation would be really impactful. Your speech was fluent and used very good language that came out very clear, and the grammar was very good, which is quite appreciated. You used word of the day as well. I commend you for that. You're very posed and very comfortable in your delivery, which was quite impressive. On areas of improvement, I think next time I'd recommend that you stand up so that and get a view that we can see your whole body, and that will boost your gestures. You will be able to communicate with the nonverbal cues as well. Gestures that you used, your hands were moving all over the place. It was not so clear what they meant and what they alluded to, because they were moving all over the place, up and down. They didn't really send the message, so that's something you can work on. Another thing to improve on would be your vocal variety. Change your voice, increase your voice at some point and reduce it when you're meaning something else, especially when it's talking to the impact that you have. You can lower your voice for emphasis. Overall, I think it was a very impressive speech, and I commend you for taking the step and encourage you to proceed onto the next one as soon as possible. You meet the requirements of this speech. Congratulations, Governor. Back to you, Timothy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril, for that evaluation. Our second evaluator is Lilian Kimando. I didn't get, that was a last minute change, so I didn't get her to answer me my question, but I'll read the response for the previous evaluator, who was DTM Maggie. This was her response to my question for what is the one thing it's time to start doing in order to say that I have lived a successful life. And her response was, I need to track the progress for the young adults that I'm mentoring. This way I can gauge the impact on their lives for positive and progressive growth. Welcome, Toastmaster Lilian, for your evaluation for Mercy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vanessa. It is an honor to fill in for DTO Maggie. Sorry, yes, I can see Mercy Kagona here, a bit blurry. What a wonderful, wonderful speech that was, Mercy. I really enjoyed it from the very beginning to the very end. And for some moment there, you made me panic. The realization that I could wake up tomorrow and I cannot wink, I cannot smile, I cannot talk to people. that worried me a bit. And I'm sure even the members here, it must have caused consternation among members, just wondering that tomorrow is not guaranteed. Your health is very important on every day. So I feel you achieved the purpose of your speech, which was to educate the members of the Hill about Bell's palsy and its effect, and how we can be supportive to anyone who may be going through that season. That's the opening was really, really strong, getting people to pause and think through with you. And then now the opening, you went ahead to explain what Bell's palsy is. And then now you even added more sauce into your speech by giving an anecdote about your experience. For some reason, I thought you would talk about someone else, but to know that it is your own experience was really, it made it more authentic for all of us. And then your facial expressions were amazing. I could feel it. I could feel the pain. I could feel when the doctor broke the news to you just by your facial expression. I think you're overusing them, having lost that bit. So I really enjoyed that bit. And then I also loved the use of stage. You really improved, because I saw you physically delivering your icebreaker, and seeing you today, even though it is an online audience, you really did well, and there's great improvement there. Having said that, every source could use one more spice, and these are areas that I feel you could improve on. Number one is tone of variation. One particular moment where I would have wished to see you use your tonal intonations was when the doctor was breaking the news to you. It must have been heartbreaking. Let us feel the heartbreak. And then now we could feel the excitement when now you started recovering. Just consider working on your tone of variation, and then the positioning of your camera. I know this was last minute changes. You may not have been prepared, but next time when you're facing an online audience, ensure that your camera is in line with your face, so that we don't feel like you're looking down on us. So we are looking at you from down here and you're above us. So it's very important to consider your position. Overall, I really enjoyed your speech today. It is amazing. I've never thought about Bell's palsy, and to know the difference between Bell's palsy and stroke. And I'm so happy that you're fully recovered. We can see the expressions, we can feel the excitement, and I'm looking forward to listening to your next speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lillian, for that evaluation for Mercy.
Point of order, Toastmaster Vanessa. We do have polls for the better speaker and better evaluator.
Okay, so for the voting, we'll have to DM the SAA. So I think we can do that now.
We have the polls. We'll just
You
launch
have
the
them
poll.
ready? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We'll start with the better speaker. Confirm you can see that on your screen.
Yes, we can, and voted.
Thank you. I will request Jackson to take over the voting. I see he's the co-host, so that I don't want to be one term. We will end the poll in a minute. In 30 seconds. In 10 seconds. And poll closed. Is it still displaying? Okay, good. Jackson, you want to take over or should I just launch and then you'll announce the results? Okay.
Jackson has decided you be one term.
Integrity is in my veins. Let's keep voting. Cyril, I tried. Voting will end in a minute. In 30 seconds. Ten seconds. And done. Thank you for voting.
Thank you, thank you. I guess now we can move on to the next segment of our meeting. Who has noticed how time passes by so quickly when you're an adult? Like when we were children, like time would go by so slowly, and we wished we would become adults. And now that we are adulting, we're like, yeah, time is really flying. And that's why we need to live in the present moment. We need to be aware of what is going on in our lives. And as the Gen Z say, we need to stay woke. Do you ever do an evaluation of your life, checking where you are, what you're doing, what you want to do, how far you are with your goals? It's time that we take time to evaluate our lives to ensure that we are using this priceless gift well. Same as in Toastmasters, we have an evaluation session to see whether we are improving and meeting the expectations with every meeting. And to lead us in that session is our general evaluator. And I asked our general evaluator, what is the one thing it's time for you to start doing in order for you to say, I have lived a successful life? And his response was eating his money and choosing himself first. Yeah, I guess you can tell that he really loves to eat. So welcome Kelvin Okari, our general evaluator, to take us through the evaluation session of this meeting.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster of the day. The eating part was inspired by one very great speaker of all time who said, if that money that you have cannot solve all your problems, eat that money. And truly, I live up to the billing, and the body is evidence. Thank you very much, Toastmasters and guests, for joining us this beautiful evening. And it has been a powerful, amazing meeting of saying it is time. When I realized that this meeting will actually be purely virtual, I had some consternation and great level of worry, because having this online is not the same as the physical aspect of it, because by then I will be having a tie, looking very demure, but here I am in very humble settings. Now, I will first invite our timekeeper to tell us how we have actually spent our time as I bring in the rest of the reports. The timer.
Thank you, Kevin. Just give me a minute. So for the where are you? Okay, so for the prepared speeches, we had Kelvin. Kevin took 5 minutes, 21 seconds. We had Mercy took 5 minutes, 49 seconds. For the evaluations, Cyril took 3 minutes, 19 seconds, and Lillian took 3 minutes, 9 seconds. I hope I was audible, and I would also want to get feedback whether the cards that I was raising were also visible.
Yes, they were visible, and you did an excellent job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope we are also on track in based on our agenda, that our time flow is correct so far.
In this case, in fact, today we are even ahead of time.
Wow, wow, wow. For once in history, where are the snacks? Okay, we will eat the money later. Next, we are going to get the the grammarian's report. Grammarian.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, welcome.
Okay, thank you. So from the grammarian's desk, I think we did quite well. I paid attention to find improper use of grammar, but unless either I was absent-minded or we did a good job, but I want to believe we did a good job. I also want to applaud our speakers for dropping quite great quotes. So I hope all of us were taking notes. I believe all of us are at home and we're able to write the quotes. Kevin gave us a great quote. Mercy also gave us a good one. So I believe we did well. For our word of the day, consternation, I just want to applaud our general evaluator and myself for using it. For the rest of us, I hope and I pray that we plan to use it in the upcoming meetings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, in addition to the AMA that you added to your report, which means or in English. Thank you. Now, we have the privilege of also listening to the great report by the accountant.
Okay, good evening, Toastmaster Okari. It's good to see you after a while.
Good
I'm
evening.
going to give the accountant report. So today there was either minimal use of these words, but Lillian, because she's spoken a lot, of course, even before the meeting started, she had a few ums and ands. First of the day, Vanessa, you've done pretty well. I counted two only, and so. Kelvin, you repeated the word and so many times. Maybe you could consider using other conjunction words like furthermore, with, well, moreover. I hope someone is taking note of that. Kendi Mugendi, as Toastmaster Okari has noted, used ama, which you should have used or instead of that word. Rimodhani used but otherwise today we've actually had minimal use of these scratch words. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Candy. I'll try not to add any other word after this. And then I have noted the chat is now booming with great consternation and concerns about my ring light. I had not prepared the ring light because it had been transported by very many people who hire my quality devices. So I am using a makeshift one because I was prepared to be there physically. Thank you very much. Now, having had a wonderful meeting, I noted the following. We look at the preparation phase of the meeting. We were well prepared because we had a WhatsApp group that actually was able to prepare the members and the participants. We had the role takers fill their places in time, and we were able to get the team ready. The tag team was ready and prepared for their roles. And yes, the Toastmaster of the day shared the theme early enough, it's time, and proceeded to engage all the role takers for their responses. I am also impressed that we were able to keep the conversation going so far in terms of the preparation group. I'm not sure we had a dry run yesterday, and if there was one, I may have missed it. But that essence of a dry run actually helps all the role takers, especially the new ones, to prepare very well about it. And Toastmaster of the day, Vanessa, has shown that preparing well brings good energy and verve during the meeting and eliminates any moments of consternation in the process. Now, we started very well at 6 o'clock. However, I noted that the link that had been shared earlier was not active up to 2 minutes to 6, or is it 1 minute to 6? When we tried to log in, and we were, for those people who tried to log in earlier, like yours truly, we may have missed the opportunity for a quick banter before the meeting. But yes, the link was finally shared and we were able to get in on time. The president was able to also introduce the team super well, because we were able to be told about the Toastmasters organization for the new members who may have come in, or the guests who may have visited, to understand what it is about, and proceeded to introduce the EXCO, which is always a good, powerful way to start a meeting. I like the adaptation that most of us were able to join this virtual setup and were keeping our videos on throughout the meeting, which kept us glued to the screens. Mostly, I look at the purpose of many meetings, and any meeting is to, number one, educate, number two, elevate, and number three, entertain. This meeting has truly educated us. I don't know how I would wake up one day and not get able to smile. Oh my goodness. Then I would end up as one single kissy man, dangerously single, without this smile. So I have been indeed educated. And then the elevation, the quotations that came in about us thinking at our age at 80, thinking of life at 80, and looking back. One thing I will look back and be proud about is how much I tasted food on earth, including seafood. I felt elevated. And yes, entertainment. I have had a wonderful time listening to the various speakers, the evaluations, and of course, the wonderful, powerful steering of this meeting by our Toastmaster of the day. Therefore, what are these areas of improvement that we can look at? And before I go to the areas of improvement, it was also great to listen to the evaluations and generally capturing the element of the sandwich method, whereby we were able to give the good things about the speech, the recommendations, and finish with the powerful way of appreciating the speakers and recommending them further to actually proceed to their next levels of the pathways. Areas of improvement. Number one, as I said, I hope that we can share the word of the day earlier, as well as the theme, as well as the poster, because I think the poster came in, is it yesterday or a day before yesterday? Is when we got the poster. So we were not able to quickly capture as many people as possible who may be non-Toastmasters. So if we are able to get those posters in good time, we should be able to get out there and be loud about this meeting. Overall, a wonderful and well-orchestrated meeting, a powerful way to get educated, elevated, and entertained. Great meeting and wonderful role by the Toastmaster of the day, well executed, having it for the first time virtually, and you've aced it. I am so proud of you. And of course, credit to your mentor. I hope we will have a mention of that, Lillian, later. Thank you very much. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Okari, who is also my mentor. Thank you for that candid evaluation session. Let's give a round of applause to the tag team and the evaluators and the general evaluator for the good job. Yes, thank you so much. So this has been a wonderful meeting, and our theme has been, it's time. What is it time for you to do? What is it time for you to take up? What is it time for you to focus on? That's what we've been talking about today. And I hope that you have learned and you have thought about the things that it's time for you to do. And you have come up with a list of things that after this meeting, you will go and start to focus on. I know it has been a short meeting, but it's only because we have another amazing session that is coming after this that will be led by our president. So I need to close so that we move on to that special session. And to close, I want to close with a few remarks and a few quotes. I'm a quotes person. I think now you know that about me. I love quotes because they help us to really think, to get a deeper meaning from everyday words. So a quote by Muhammad Ali says, "Don't count the days, make the days count." Another quote by Roy Bennett says, "Don't waste your time in anger, regrets, and worries. Life is too short to be unhappy." Another quote by Anonymous says, "Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life." Another one by Anonymous as well says, "The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today." So Toastmasters and guests, what is it time for you to do today? And I see Arnold has renamed himself to Anonymous. He's taking up that quote. That's good. So now I want to hand over the meeting back to our lovely president to take us through the next session of our meeting. Welcome, our president, Lilian Kimando.
Yay! Guys, if you can unmute, let's celebrate Vanessa. If you can unmute, just clap, celebrate her. Oh, yeah.
Good job, Vanessa.
Well done.
Thank you. You can see the way she's smiling widely. Thank you so much, Vanessa. And you've dropped the quotes. Wow. I'm sure each one of us has one. And the one that have stood out for me is the one for Muhammad Ali. Don't count the days, let the days count. And I'm so glad that you said yes to taking on this role and you've really executed it well. Well, I challenge you to take on this role again in a physical meeting. The experience is somewhat different, but overall, you've really done a good job. Thank you to all the role takers, the first time role takers this evening. Terry was repeating the timer role because last time she was not able to give. Oh, it's the first time. Yeah, well done. Even Kendi Mugendi. Kendi, you're a veteran of you've taken our counter before. Only that you didn't have the bell. You could have used a spoon. Well done, everyone, for bringing your egg game this evening to meeting number 181. I will quickly jump into this segment. It is divided into two. I will have the bit where I'm giving my report, and then DTM Maggie will come in a few minutes later for the induction of the new EXCO. As I mentioned at the beginning of this meeting, is that this is my last meeting as the president, same as the other EXCO members. We are bittersweet, but we got to give the opportunity and pass the baton to the incoming EXCO. We'll do it towards the end of this meeting. I want to share quickly, very brief, a report for the Hill Toastmasters. I will also share this in the members group. Please confirm you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Confirmed.
Thank you. Trying to get into it. All All right. This is a brief report from the president's desk, but it also includes other EXCO members. We have presided over 25 meetings, and not 25, sorry, I should have corrected. This is 27 meetings in the year 2024-2025. That means from July to June. That is today's meeting included, which has been really amazing. We have also won the Innovation Award at the Division B conference, which was held in April. We have also managed to hold eight successful EXCO meetings. This is where we deliberate on the issues of the Hill Toastmasters, on how we're going to continue supporting the members. We also managed to have 2 moments of truth as required by Toastmasters International. These are the standards. This is what helps us to continue improving as the Hill Toastmasters Club. One was last year, and the other one we had it last meeting. This will help the incoming EXCO to know the areas of improvement, to know the areas that we are excelling in, and to continue building on that. We also had a running club success plan, which is a plan that the EXCO members come up with immediately they get into office to help them run that Toastmasters year. We also collaborated with Area 4 clubs for a joint meeting at Strathmore. That was in 2024. Participated in Division B conference. And the lovely news here is that we all know Okari managed to proceed to the Division B conference and emerge as the first runners-up, not second, first, my sincere apologies, first runners-up at the division level for the international speech contest. We also noticed that the physical attendance at the Hill Toastmasters Club has greatly improved. This is now the exciting news for me. The Hill Toastmasters met all the 10 goals, guys. Drum rolls, if you can use your emojis. Can you see all those ticks there? This is such a huge, huge achievement for the Hill. And for those who may not know what this means, is that we achieved all the education goals. We had 6 level 1 completion. We had 4 level 2 completion. We had 2 people who completed their level 3. We had someone who completed their level 4. We had another level 4. I think it was DTM who gave us an DTM award and a path completion. So all our education goals, we got them, and then we were able to add 30 new members, guys, which gave us the membership goals. And then all the EXCO were trained in the period June, August, and the next one, which was November, February. Is very critical for the EXCO members to be trained. And then we always submitted our membership renewals dues on time. Kudos to our treasurer. As you can see, the goals of the Hill, it does not depend on one EXCO member. It is a collective effort from the secretary to the treasurer to the VP, VPM, VPPR. All of us play a very critical role. And the trend at the Hill is that you have always achieved the 10 goals. And for this reason, I am very, very proud for achieving that. A VPM success, I think we've talked about this so many times. She's managed to add 29 new members as at May 2025, bringing us to a total of 44. This is at the base camp. You can see her membership here is 44. And then she won. We won 3 membership awards from District 114. The first one was $50 for the Talk Up Challenge, and then won another $50 for the 2020 membership renewal. What this means is that when we are close to renewals, we encourage members to pay $20. For instance, for the renewals in September, we will encourage people to pay $20 in July, $20 in August, $20 in September. That's the 2020 membership renewal challenge, which we won 50 USD, and then 50 USD for the Beat the Clock challenge, which happened in May, for reinstating or adding 5 new members in the month of May. This girl has been overworking, and we are really proud. She was even awarded the Toastmasters Value Award and Club Growth Award at the Division B conference. Well done, Christine. Of course, with all the achievement, there is always an area of improvement, and this is just a few of them. This goes to our incoming EXCO meeting time. starting, we do well. Purpose to finish on time. This is where I have slandered, and I sincerely apologize. I hope the incoming president and the exco will work together to improve on finishing the meeting on time. Promoting member retention, we recognize that we are really good in recruiting members, but retention, we really have a challenge there. And if you've noticed, the base membership is 44, but when it comes to members taking roles, the VP really struggles. I don't know whether it's fear or something is going on that members are really not taking up roles as they should. And also the another area of improvement is recruiting more mentors. Currently, we only have 6 active mentors, which can become overwhelming. So the next challenge is to recruit more members to continue mentoring new members. And then another area of improvement is celebrate members who have completed their levels or even pads. We recognize when people finish their speeches, but for some reason this passed me. I did not actively celebrate people that completed their levels and their pads. And this will encourage other members to continue pushing their goals. What are the remaining activities? Some of the activities already completed. The Moments of Truth is mentioned. We had a new members induction that happened in the last meeting. And then we had a lovely, lovely EXCO handover meeting this past weekend where the 2 EXCO members, the incoming and the outgoing, met and really had a great time. What is remaining is the new officers installation taking place today. And then one big event, and this is where I want to dwell, is the social that is coming up next weekend. Guys, as at today, we only have 10 registrations. I do not know what's going on. I don't know why people are not registering. This is our social. If the Hill does not support it, then we don't expect other clubs to come and show up. So I request before the end of this meeting, kindly, you can register and pay within next week. Don't fear that if you register, we'll ask you for money. Just register because it goes a long way to helping us with planning. We can't confirm booking at Nairobi Club because we don't have the numbers. We can't confirm the DJs. We need a lot goes into the planning, and your numbers is what will help us achieve this. So I kindly urge all of you to register for the social, and it is open even to non-Toastmasters. Bring your family members, bring your friends, that friend you've been telling about Toastmasters and they're wondering what you're talking about. This could give them the warmth that is in Toastmasters and encourage them to sign up. Having said that, I am so happy to have been the 6th president of the Hill Toastmasters meeting. It makes me a bit sad that I'm not able to do this physically as mentioned, but I just want to leave you with something small before I invite DT Maggie. I do not write it down because I forget. It's hard to believe that today marks my final meeting as your president. What a journey it has been. And as I reflect on this past year, I'm filled with nothing but gratitude for the trust that you all placed on me, for the laughter we've shared, the growth that we have witnessed, seeing most of you who stood at the Hill frozen and now you're wonderful speakers and you've really made great strides, and for the moments that made this role not just a title as president, but a truly transformative experience for me. I've been supported, and you can feel that even through this screen, my heart is full. I am full of pride for who we are, full of joy for the far that we have come, full of hope for what lies ahead of us as the Hill Toastmasters Club. And to the outgoing EXCO, I just want to say thank you for walking this path with me. You've carried the vision with strength and grace. And to the incoming leaders, I just urge you to take on this torch and run with it boldly. The Hill is in your hands right now, and I believe in you deeply. And if at any point during my term I said or did anything that I may have hurt or disappointed you, knowingly or unknowingly, please accept my heartfelt apology. My intentions were always rooted in love for this club and a desire to see all of us grow. I've learned so much from this role and from each one of you. Thank you for your grace. To every member, thank you for being the heart of this club. You have reminded me that leadership is not just about doing everything, but about empowering others to shine. So here is to a season well lived and to a new one full of promise. And I want to hand over this meeting to DT Maggie. Before I do that, I was the Chebukati of this meeting, and those still in the race. I don't know whether the results are free and fair. I believe Cyril trusts me. The results for the best evaluator this evening, 23 members voted, and 2 voted for Cyril and 21 voted for Lillian. And therefore, the best evaluator this evening is Lillian Kimando. And then we have the better speaker this evening with 22 votes, six voted for Kelvin and 16 voted for Mercy, making Mercy the better speaker this evening. Our ribbons are at Nairobi Club. We will give you in the next meeting. We celebrate you, Kelvin and Mercy, for adjusting, even making the adjustment to present your speeches online. That we have guests, but we'll give you an opportunity to say hi to us at the end of this meeting. Back over to you, not back to you. Over to you, DT Maggie, for the next segment.
Thank you very much, our amazing President, Lillian Kimando. And we are indeed grateful to the EXCO and the way you've led and served us as the Hill Toastmasters Club. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. A warm welcome to the installation ceremony for the incoming club leaders of the Hill Toastmasters Club in District 114. Today, we will officially induct these new leaders and pledge our support to them in the coming year. But before we get into that, let's take the time once again to thank our current club leaders for their service and hard work. Noting, of course, that they will remain in office until 30th of June 2025 at midnight. And that's when they will officially hand over the torch to the incoming team, having successfully completed their term. I will request our SAA or even one of the co-hosts to kindly help spotlight the outgoing EXCO and bring them forward to the virtual platform, starting with our President, President Lillian Kimando, Vice President Education, Tabitha Kiendi, VP Membership, Christine Ombaka, VP PR, Vivian Mackenzie, our Club Secretary, Sylvia Makada, Treasurer, Cyril Wanda, and our SAA, Kenneth Jenga. We thank you for your hard work and service to the Hill Toastmasters Club for the year that began 1st July 2024 and will end officially on 30th of June 2025 at midnight. We are grateful for your contributions over the past year and for fulfilling your responsibilities to the best of your ability. And on 30th of June midnight, you will be officially relieved of your responsibilities. Thank you once again for serving us so well. If we're in the physical meeting, I would ask you to take your seats, but you can now continue with the rest of us. You can remove the spotlight from them. Thank you. And at this point, I want to call the incoming officials forward and ask that they be brought to the virtual platform in the following order, starting with the Sergeant at Arms, followed by the club treasurer, and our Sergeant at Arms is Joroge Maina.
Teacher Maggie, apologies. Njoroge Mena is not able to join the meeting today. He has exams going on.
Okay, but we do acknowledge that he is our SAA. I saw our treasurer, Cyril Wanda, earlier. He may be brought to the virtual platform, followed by our secretary, who has done an amazing job today. I was our Toastmaster of the day, Vanessa Mwaneki. Our VPPR, Arnold Bukangwa. Our Vice President of Membership. Have I seen Monica on the call today? Monica Kavue. Our Vice President of Education, Mudenda Simbulambi. And our President, Christine Obaka. And we'll be bringing in our IPP, Immediate Past President, Lillian Kemando. Sure, we can all fit on the virtual platform. Given that our SAA is not available at the moment, I will go ahead and read his responsibilities for the benefit of those on the call. The Sergeant-at-Arms, abbreviated SAA, keeps track of the club's physical properties such as the banner, the lectern, timing devices, and other meeting materials. He arrives early to prepare the meeting place for members and stay after the meeting to store all of the club's equipment. He is also in charge of the meeting place, obtaining a new space when necessary, and maintaining contact with the people who allow us to use their space for club meetings. At the next meeting, we shall ask him to pledge that he will fulfill the duties to the best of his ability. Moving on to the club treasurer. Serving as our club treasurer for the year 1st July 2025 to 30th June 2026 is Cyril Wanda. And he is a brief description of the goals and responsibilities of the office. As the club treasurer, you are the club's accountant. You manage the club's bank account. You write checks as approved by the club executive committee and depositing membership dues, payments, and other club revenues. You're also in charge of submitting membership dues payments to World Headquarters, accompanied by the names of renewing members. You fill in any necessary tax documentation and keep timely and accurate up-to-date financial records for the club. You will maintain complete and accurate monthly financial records that you will table during our meeting as led by the president. Cyril Wanda, as club treasurer, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? You may unmute and respond, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Thank you very much, and congratulations on your election as our club treasurer. We'll now move on to our club secretary, and this is Vanessa Mwaneki, and here's a brief description of the goals and responsibilities of this office. As club secretary, you maintain all the club records, manage the club files, handle club correspondence, and take the minutes at each club and executive committee meeting. You're also in charge of updating and distributing a roster of the current and paid membership and keeping the club officer list current for Toastmasters International. Club Secretary Vanessa Mwaneki, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? You may unmute and respond, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Congratulations, and we do celebrate you as our club secretary. I'll now move on to the Vice President Public Relations, and this is Arnold Bukangwa. And here's a brief description of the goals and responsibilities of the office. As the Vice President Public Relations, abbreviated VPPR, you will promote the club to the local community on social media and notify the media about the club's existence and the benefits it provides. You update the web content and safeguard the Toastmasters brand identity. It is your job to notify the media when we have a club event that's noteworthy. As Vice President Public Relations, you'll find yourself creating and distributing flyers and posters, writing news releases, and maintaining the club's presence on the web and in the community. Vice President Public Relations, Arnold Bukangura, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? You may unmute and respond.
Yes, I will.
Congratulations, our Vice President of Public Relations, Arnold Bukangura. Is Monica in the room? The next person I wanted to induct is our Vice President Membership, Monica Kafue. We will induct her together with the SAA at the earliest opportunity. But just to read her role, she'll promote the club and manage the process of bringing in guests and transforming them into members with the help of the Hill members, of course. And by initiating contact with guests, helping them feel welcome and providing them with the information that they need to join. The Vice President of Membership helps to maintain a constant influx of new people into the club. They also attentively monitor membership levels and strategize with the rest of the executive committee about how to overcome membership challenges when they occur. And she will respond on whether or not she'll perform the duties at the earliest opportunity. Well, we now transition to the Vice President of Education. And this is none other than Mdenda Simbu Labi. You are also the Deputy President. You deputize for the President in her absence, and here's a brief description of your role and responsibilities. As the Vice President of Education, you will schedule member speeches, verify completion of projects, and serve as a resource for questions about the education program, speech contests, and your club mentor program. You are an important source of Toastmasters knowledge for the club members, and it is your job to become familiar with all aspects of the Toastmasters education program. Our Vice President of Education, Mdenda Sibulambe, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? You may unmute and speak.
Yes, I will.
Congratulations. That's our Vice President of Education, Mdenda Sibulambe. And now on to our incoming club president. And you will notice that her installation is slightly different. Toastmaster Christine Ombaka. Having been elected as the club president of the Hill Toastmasters Club, you are its chief executive officer and are expected to preside at all club meetings and at all regular and special meetings of your executive committee. It is your challenge to see that the club enables its members to achieve their education goals. It's also your challenge to see that your club helps the area, division, district, and Toastmasters International to meet their goals. I would be handing over a physical gavel if we were in the physical meeting space as a symbol of leadership and dedication to office. And the gavel is a symbol of power and authority given to you by the membership of this club, the Hill Toastmasters Club. Use it wisely and with restraint. You are a member of your team as well as a leader. A team is more than a collection of people. It is an emotional force rooted in the feelings, thoughts, and actions of all members with a common goal of achievement, sharing, and mutual support. Work with your team members to create a healthy, dynamic club a club of which everyone is proud. Will you, as club president, accept this challenge and perform your duties to the best of your abilities? Christine Mbaka?
Yes, I definitely will.
May unmute. It is now my pleasure to congratulate you as the club president of the Hill Toastmasters Club. And I declare these Toastmasters installed in offices to which they have been elected. Members of the Hill Toastmasters Club, as many of us as are able to, could you kindly turn on your video? I want to address you specifically because the growth and development of the Toastmasters program at the Hill Toastmasters Club depends largely upon the actions of this group. On your honor as members of the Hill Toastmasters Club, do you pledge to individually and collectively stand by this club, live with it, and work with it throughout this coming year? Members, you may unmute and respond. We will.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
We will.
We will.
Yes, I will.
Excellent.
Yes, I will.
There you have it, our incoming EXCO, the
I
pledge
will.
from the members you will lead. Thank you. They pledge to stand by you and work alongside you. I will reserve this part about exchanging pins to a physical setup. We may be able to do it during the social. Let's see how that works out. We'll work with President Lillian and see how we can pull that off. Because at this time, the president and the immediate past president are supposed to exchange pins. Now that we will not do that part, we will go to the part where I will leave the virtual platform together with all the other members and leave our incoming president, Christine Mbaka, on the virtual stage to say a few words. Let's welcome her as she takes the stage. Thank you very much.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and any visiting guests. It's with great consternation and with great pleasure that I take this stand, the first time addressing you in my capacity as president-elect until 1st of July, when I officially take office. I am super grateful for the leadership that I have been able to work closely with in the past year and in previous years, because they have shown me what it is like to take on leadership with ease, take on leadership with grace, and handle conflict with maturity. I do appreciate all the guidance we've received, starting from our DT and Maggie. We move on to our IPP Jackson, all our funding members who have always been there to lend a hand, to chat, to give advice, to help the club grow in various capacities. And with the same great honor, I also thank all members, all new members who have been joining, for always being hopeful, being faithful to the cause, and having your own inspiration to pursue Toastmasters to build yourself. My team will always be here to support you in whatever way you may need support. And we always want to let you know that the door is open. You can reach out to me individually. You can reach out to any of the other EXCO members. If you feel there's an area that we may need to work on, if you want to give positive feedback as well, we're always going to be here to listen to you and to make this club a better place. I can't wait for this year to begin, and I know it's going to be a great year for all of us. So it's a pleasure and honor to be here to address you today. So thank you very much. I am not sure who to hand over.
President Lillian.
Yes, so President Lillian, my incoming IPP, I would like to hand this over to you. I know we'll be in this journey together. So allow me to hand the session back to you. Thank you.
Yay! We celebrate you, Christine. We celebrate you, Christine, for a job well done as VPM, and I'm so certain that you will ace the presidency role. And we are here to support you and to cheer you as you take concerns. Sorry, my co-president on the room is not feeling well. But anyway, I do celebrate you, Christine, and I wish you the very best. Thank you, DTM Maggie, for taking that opportunity to induct the new members. And we also celebrate you because you're the incoming Program Quality Director of District 114. Yay! We are so happy for you. For the members who may not know what PQD means, she's second in command in District 114, and District 114 comprises of 10 countries. She's a power woman, this one, very articulate, always ready to mentor and walk the path with us and handhold us. We do celebrate you, DTM Maggie. She's a double DTM. She's taken over taken the DTM path twice. So you can say DTM Maggie DTM. Yeah, and I also want to recognize our area director, outgoing area director, Christine Oyugi, who is in the room. Christine, if you could unmute and just say hi to the members of the Hill. We really
Hi.
appreciate you. Yes, go ahead. Is your video on?
Hi, Madam. Hi, the Hill. No, I'm muted. I'm speaking on mute. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, so hi, Madam President, and the Hill, the outgoing EXCO, the incoming EXCO. You guys are wonderful. I like what the Hill has done this year, and I've written you have surpassed the threshold of TMI, which means for Christine Obaka, your work is cut out for you, that you need to do more. And I know you have the potential, the capacity, you have the right team to be able to achieve that and even more. All I can wish from me as the outgoing AD is I wish you all the best. And your incoming AD, Rose, I please hand you over to her, and I will do that officially in the coming days, whereby you will work very closely with her. She will support you, and I will always support, by the way. I said last time during the divisional conference that the Hill is in my heart, and so I am part of the Hill by heart. Who knows? I may just jump ship and join the Hill. Anyway, thank you so much for the good job for your leadership, Madam President. And thank you, DTM, double DTM Maggie. Show us your ways. You have done a wonderful installation. Thank you all, and I wish you all the best. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you, AD Christine. Incoming AD was here, but I think she dropped off. Our incoming area director is Rose Odundo. She's the outgoing president of Zumaridi Toastmasters Club. You might have met her. She's come to the Hill several times online and physically. We will be here to support you. And there's one person I would really want to recognize. We may not have mentioned his name. Is our IPP Jackson Kangata. I think he's in the room. I'd seen him. We really appreciate you. We call him Jaxo. He has really been instrumental in the success of the outgoing EXCO. In all the EXCOs, he has been in EXCO for so long. I don't know how it will feel like to be outside. We might just give him a position somewhere, Christine. We celebrate you, Jackson, and all the members for making this meeting wonderful and successful. I'm not seeing any guests in the room. Do we have a guest? Patrick is a guest? Patrick? Patrick, are you there? Can you hear me?
Thank you for recognizing me.
We can barely hear you. Could you try again?
Yes, my name is Patrick and I'm a guest.
Fantastic. Could you please tell us who invited you? How did you find out about the Hill? Have you enjoyed the meeting? Is a bit different. Just give us feedback. You're the only guest in the room. Patrick, can you hear me? I think we lost Patrick there, but we acknowledge you for spending about 2 hours of your evening with us on this Maandamano Day of Nairobi. I hope that all of you are safe wherever you are. And for the first time, okay, not for the first time, we've done it before. Yes, for the first time, we are ending the meeting before time. And I'll officially end meeting number 181 of the Hill Toastmasters here. I call it adjourned. And we can stop the recording. And now, Okari, you have 10 minutes to banter. You had requested for a moment. You can now celebrate the incoming exco. Celebrate them only the Okari way. Let's stop
All
recording.
right.